Right, it's Saturday morning, mess about. I've got this Stefan's old gearbox. Well, it's not an old one, it's a rebuilt one by Ashcroft, and we did a swap for a 1.4 transfer case because this one's a 1.3. It was a bit too high ratio. So what I've been doing is I put this on the test bench, and I had a little bit of an experiment yesterday. It was a bit of a failure actually. I've got this running with ATF in it to wash it out, and just to see if there's any leaks and things like that. But I thought, being a little clever chap, I'd put some compressed air in it here at the same time. Now JP made me a little adapter, and the thread on this is really weird. It's a 0.9 pitch, but it seems to be 3/8 diameter, not 10mm. I don't know what the hell's going on with that. Anyway, I clipped in my little gauge, and of course, because I can set this very low pressure, I thought that was going to be fine. And I know that an oil seal in here, you know, these round ones, like, I've got one here, these things here, can take up to £7 per square inch. So I thought, well, if I put £5 in, I'll be laughing. And I thought, while the oil's hot and spinning round, I'll be able to see if there's any leaks. Well, it all was going well until I went for a cup of tea. And I could hear my compressor running not running all the time, but it was cycling. Wow, came down, there was bloody oil everywhere. Now you can't see it, but you'll know what I'm talking about. The speedo drive had popped out. You know how difficult they are to get out normally? Well, this one had popped out and shot right over into my toolbox over there. It doesn't take much pressure to do that. Anyway, so I got it running again, and I thought, well, I put a little bolt with a nut and washer onto it to keep it in place. I thought, that'll cap it. Went upstairs, another cup of tea. This time what had happened, it was, like I say, it was only like £3 up was on now. Because this isn't like fastened to the bench, it's slidable so I can move it around. It rests on its own weight. It had actually pushed itself back whilst it was running, and it was leaking out of here. Unbelievable. So now I just tested it at 1 psi and it seemed to be good. I was trying to work out a way whether I could do away with the big bath I've just made, and well, it seems not. So anyway, that worked. But one of the problems with this was the switch had one of the little tangs missing off it. Now, it seems to be kind of common. Really, really common. So what I did was I started on a path of looking at these little switches. Now they're only cheap, they're only £2.50 or £5 if you want a genuine Lucas one, which is made in Taiwan now. But it's a genuine Lucas box though. And I thought to myself, can we resurrect them? Because I had a handful of them here. You know, I thought to myself, well, they all can't be that bad. And then I saw this one, and I thought, wow, that's an even better idea. Instead of having, when these tangs come off, take them off completely, and just solder some wires straight onto the little pins that's sticking out. So, therefore, we can say, well, if these were Lucas ones, that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 quid we've saved already. And I get through a lot of them. Oh, no, 30, because I put one in here as well. So I cleaned them up in the bead blaster, so they were nice and clean, and this one here was a bit loose, so I soldered the tags back on. It's not a beautiful job, it will do. But then again I thought to myself, oh, just like this one, well, just take the tangs off and just solder straight onto the pins, a piece of wire, then with a little connector on, so that when you put them in, you have a piece of wire to hold onto, because I know when you put these in on the car, you try to go like this, and you break the damn things off. So what am I getting at? Well, all these were in my scrap bin. These here were in my scrap. Now they're all usable. So what I did was I set up a little multimeter here, and we've got a couple of crocodile clips on, like that. Look, we're going to put them on the tangs. We're going to test them. Like, we'll push them onto the bench and we'll test them. See, that one's not working. And this one, I don't think it's working. I've already tested them, but they're not working. The other ones, where's one of the good tangs on? Here we are. So how did I fix them? There's two things that can go wrong with them. One is that somebody's been tightening these down so tight without the little locking nut, because it's supposed to have a little locking nut on there, tighten them up so tight that the end of the brass had clinched round the pin and it wouldn't move. Well, it would move if it was stuck in. I simply got a file and just filed it very carefully, and then the pin popped out and it was working. But to make it even better, this is the trick I want to show you. And you can do this with a lot of switches, because these are the reverse switches in LT77 as well. But especially in these transfer cases here, the oil gets hot and it can get splashed up inside and get sticky. Sticky Vicky. So what I did was I put it through the bead blaster and then I squirted brake cleaner into the switch. But this was the tricky thing, because if you do it upside down, all the brake cleaner comes out. But if you put the switch upside down and go under your bench and just press them in and out, you can free them off. Excellent. So you saw those weren't working. I'm going to clean them up in the bead blaster, wet bead blaster, see what they come out like, because I think these are both Lucas ones. Yeah, they're both Lucas ones. Now, I know Lucas wasn't very good quality when it came out of the factory, but it's certainly a lot better than the ones, Chinese ones, the real Chinese ones, that's really cheap. Let's have a go. This little white one was a bugger to clean up. It's really dirty. But as you can probably see on here, oh no, there. You see all the dirt coming out of it. Well, you couldn't do it. It's a lot better than it was. It was all brown coming out there. I've washed it off since. But it does work. So let's have a look, see what it's like on the tester. Seems not to be coming out now. Nope. Good enough for the girls I go out with. So there's 7 switches came out with scrap. I bet you I've got loads of them, because every time I do a transfer case I end up putting new switches on, because sometimes they don't work. I just stumbled across that today. Anyway, like I said, maybe I said it earlier, I don't know, but it's not the principle of saving the £5. It's not having any here in Canada. You know, that's the worst part about it. We have to import them. So the thing is, you're not going to just import one switch. You're going to wait until you get some more stuff to justify shipping some stuff. So therefore, you end up buying more stuff, which you don't particularly need right now, and you put it on the shelf and forget about it. So, clean your switches up. That saved a couple of quid. Now, I've just found something here. There's one of those leads here. I just found it on the bench. So I think what I'll do for that one, I'll cut this off here and solder those wires on. Why not? It's a free country, isn't it? Or it was. Right, I'll go and do that, and we'll see you later.